Hello, I'm Holly Lockhart, and today I'm giving a speech on environment. Our assignment this week was to take the word environment and write down ideas or thoughts that come to mind when I think of the environment. I really enjoyed seeing that some other people came up with the words like beautiful and amazing. However, whenever I think of the environment, I think of what's endangering it. Um, More directly, what's endangering the environment here in Oklahoma where I live. Um, Oklahoma has experienced an increase in earthquakes in the recent years, including one that damaged 200 buildings and measured a 5.6 magnitude in November of 2011. Swarms of earthquakes have continued in 2013. The Oklahoma Corporation Commission, which regulates oil and gas activity in the states, doesn't have any regulations regarding injection wells or around fault lines at this time. Earthquakes were not something Oklahoma was known for. Coastal states, California, I think of earthquakes. Florida, I think of hurricanes, and of course, central states, Oklahoma, you would think tornadoes. So the question is there a link between earthquakes and oil wells? More than 10,000 underground injection wells were active in Oklahoma as of January of 2013. Data from the State Corporation Commission shows that 6,000 of these wells are types of injection wells used for enhanced oil recovery. So although drilling may be lucrative for large companies, it's causing a major impact on our environment. Several scientists have studied that disposal wells used to dispose of waste in some oil and gas drilling operations, including hydraulic fracturing or fracking, could cause the recent spikes in earthquakes. The remaining 4,000 are disposal wells used for storing drilling waste. Commission's injection wells manager Charles Lord stated that most of these disposal wells store waste between 10,000 and 20,000 feet under the ground. So who are these scientists and what have they found? A report issued last year by the U.S. Geological Survey found that most of these new earthquakes have taken place near active injection wells. Geophysicist William Ellsworth, the lead author of the report, wrote that it is completely plausible that the high water pressure often used in wastewater injections could nudge previously dormant faults outside of their locked position, that the quakes are almost certainly man-made, that this isn't a coincidence. The University of Oklahoma seismologist Katie Karen, who has studied a 5.6 earthquake that hit Oklahoma in November of 2011 that destroyed the 200 buildings, found that there was a link between the zone of the injections and the seismic activity, compelling that there are 3 deep injection wells within 2 to 2.5 miles of the earthquake's epicenter, according to the Energy Wire. So my question is there a connection, and what can be done? The National Research Council list of best practices for drillers and disposal well operators include investigating any potential disposal sites, history of earthquakes, and proximity of fault lines. Some states like Ohio are doing just that. They're forbidding any deep injection wells near fault lines. Cliff Frolick, the Associate Director of the University of Texas Institute for Geophysicists, says such moves are smart policy. He also suggests that companies look for new ways of disposing wastewater altogether, such as taking it to a fluid treatment plant. Although those options are expensive, and that's why we have not found Oklahoma hasn't made any regulations around it. We still have people that are dumping those fluids in those injection wells and causing numerous earthquakes, which is not something we are used to in Oklahoma. It would appear that earthquakes are increasing due to the disposal wells. That drilling has increased the seismic activity in Oklahoma. So in conclusion, what can we do? As it suggested, taking the fluids to a treatment plant. However, I think first and foremost we need to set a policy around it. Oklahoma not having one at this time seems to be our biggest problem. It was said that Oklahoma has a wait-and-see policy, to wait and see what happens. They haven't actually developed anything in place to look and measure what's going on. This is a new study in our area because, as I said, earthquakes aren't common here in Oklahoma, but are increasing in numbers greatly. I had some visual aids, of course, that I did not use in this speech because it's online, but I was overwhelmed by the amount of active fault lines that we have nowadays, now today, compared to just 5 years ago, even. So, in conclusion, with my speech, research, looking more into this, starting a petition. I know the Keystone Pipeline is a major one here in Oklahoma for us that our American Indian movement is against, and looking to stop the pipeline from running through. That is not the same as the injection oil sites, but drilling is causing a major problem here in Oklahoma. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next week.